I ain't growing thinking I was gonna rap. I was stuck in the struggle. I just see this as another way to hustle. Or as a bubble. I go outside and they know I'm in trouble. I do my thing right, I'm always gonna double.
Welcome to Trauma Talk Podcast. I'm Presto. Who we got up in here today?
I'm Billy, Project Purpose, Trauma Talk Podcast. We got a special guest today. And, I'm going to let this brother introduce himself just by telling him, your name or whatever you want to tell him.
Well, my name is DeQuinte Uzzle, but all my friends and those I respect, they call me Q. I am a leader to be here amongst you men today, man. This is like a bucket list type thing, man. Something to make like a dream come true. So, man, I'm definitely honored to be amongst you men today.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming out, man.
Good to have you, man. Good brother. We here today also with the, we are Project Purpose, myself and Billy right here. We also here for the TRECEP, Trauma Talk Podcast. TRECEP, if you don't know, is the Trauma Response and Community Engagement Program. So we just thinking of different ways to engage our community, you know what I mean? And handle some of these trauma-related issues that exist amongst our people, our kids, our mothers, our brothers, everybody. It's
fathers.
Person in this world is not living with trauma. I truly believe that.
Good to have you in here, Q. So I think we want to start first with what are some of the things that you think you've been traumatized from, you was in the system, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
About how long you was in the system?
I was in the system at the age of 19 years old. I was sentenced to double life in 40 years. You know what I'm saying? I was 19 years old, and they told me I got to do the rest of my life in prison.
Right.
And if I die, come back to life again, then I had to do the rest of that life in prison.
Right.
And if I die, come back to life again, I had to do 40 years in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. So that's what I want to touch on first and foremost. So with being a 19-year-old young man, how do you feel about, how traumatizing was that? Or can you walk us through the trauma you went through hearing, like you said, those numbers and so long and, not being able to even picture that in your mind, you know what I'm saying, to now, being here today. But let's just talk about a little bit of the trauma that you think, just hearing that first before you even get to doing it, just getting that number in court that day,
I mean, for me, that's definitely traumatizing. But before that, they was trying to give me the death penalty.
Okay.
I think that was the most traumatizing, man. I tell this story to some of the men. You be around, you be telling stories. We all, in the bullpen telling war stories. Everybody, it ain't, what I'm saying. We in there, we kicking it.
Yeah.
But then they called me out. Hey, Mr. Oswald, we need you to step over here. And I step over there, and they put me in the bullpen all by myself. And he put me in the bullpen by myself, and I'm like, hey, what's up? He like, man, I need you to sign these papers right here. The state of Maryland trying to send you to the death penalty. And it's a certain paper that I had to sign just for that alone, right? So as he giving it to me, I held, I'm young, I'm 19, I held my arm. But in my mind, I'm thinking hold up, man.
Yeah, this is some serious stuff.
Man, look, soon as I sign a paper and I'm looking at him in his eye, I can't let him see me break. So as soon as that cell door hit, boom, I still fell to my knees. Oh God, please don't let these people kill me.
Yeah,
that Joe hit me like never before. So once I was able to get from that, I got a lawyer and the lawyer was able to get that away from me. And they told me what I was still facing. And what I did get was the double life in 40 years.
Okay.
It was by the grace of God, I was still living. But at the same time, what they asked me to do can't be done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, what they asked me to do can't be done.
Right.
So for me, to be totally honest with you, it was only by my faith that kept me, you know what I'm saying? It kept me to maintain and stay focused and to deal with that in a sane way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I know that's serious right there. To hear that. Some people hear 5 years and they fall out in court and bump their head and crying all that. You know what I'm saying? So I know that. Yeah, I know to hear the double life, plus 40 is traumatizing. So as you get this 2 lives plus 40, and can you walk us through some of like the behind the scenes trauma, like of being in jail? What's some of the things that you think, some of the things you may have saw or mental, like, you know, I know like being in the hole, sometimes they have people in the hole, or the showers don't work, or, you know what I'm saying, food code, like, can you just go through some of these things that you feel like traumatized you and you still trying to heal from, or you healed from, but you had to heal from?
Truly all that you just named, I mean, you know, you can tell you got that lived experience.
Right,
you know
right,
but,
most definitely.
For me, I tell dudes, I was incarcerated long enough, man, whereas though I seen people give up, I seen people lose their minds.
Right.
And I seen men that I considered to be real men, I thought was true soldiers, do homosexual acts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that I have no nothing against homosexuals, nothing.
Right.
But these men, like you thought, and then sometimes, and mentally, they feel like because they not receiving, they giving it, they not homosexual, or it's not a homosexual
they still
act.
on man time.
Yeah. So, and I've learned. I tell people, I like one time we was in the yard, we was lifting weights. And we had a certain rule, like, you don't play in the weight pit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a dangerous area. Mm-hmm. So when we lifting weights, everybody taking it serious. So you don't really play in the weight pit. And it was, I was locked up in the Maryland system. I wasn't in the feds. I was out Jessup in the Maryland system. And it was 2 Baltimore dudes. I ain't gonna say their names because I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it was 2 Baltimore dudes playing in the pit. And I looked at one of them like, I ain't say nothing to him, but I looked at him like, man, you know better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know better. And he had a smile on his face. Like he like had like a little smirk on his face, a little bubble eye dude. And he had a smirk on his face. And after we finished, you know, did everything we did, they called yard. He went in the cell and killed himself.
Damn.
Yeah, he went in the cell and killed himself. They, you in the lockdown, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I figure out what's going on. They say, man, such and such, man, just killed themselves. Right?
Yeah.
And the only thing I remember was that smirk, that smile that he had on his face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The last time I seen him, like looked him in his eye, he had a smile on his face.
Something you'll
so
never forget.
I learned, man, you never know what's going through another man's mind.
Exactly.
Oh, he was really losing it for real.
Yeah, exactly. He had a smile on his face, but on the inside, man, he had so much trauma. He was broke. He was already done on the inside.
He was done.
Maybe he felt like he was that much closer to being free from it.
Yeah.
That's why he was
That's why he's probably smiling.
Weird reaction, but yeah.
And it's also, you know, to bring you into the conversation, it's kind of similar to being in the service. You know what I mean? You go willingly being in the service, but I'm saying you still, I'm talking about the separation anxiety, which causes trauma when you leave and you separate from your family, whether you have a wife at home, kids, family members, you might not make it back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have friends that you build this bond with because y'all going through the same thing at the same time and y'all end up bonding together. You could lose some of them. Some of them might go home before you, like whatever. So it's, you know, it's kind of.
Oh, yeah, you definitely.
You know, so.
That's a whole nother conversation.
So about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to you.
Yeah.
What are some of the like traumatizing things that you might have seen, you know, behind enemy lines, let's say? I mean, you don't gotta give us all your story, but I'm saying like even just bonded with somebody.
My first day there, I seen like 5 people die. We got invaded on the first day. It was an invasion, so I remember looking around. It was like Saving Private Ryan when everything froze and he was just looking around and dude like picks his arm up and it's like, they call it fog of war. That was a real thing. Like you're so overwhelmed with like, it's so bad that it's like, you just freeze up like, wow. And then you see people breathing heavy with headshots. I mean, it's bad. It's stuff I wouldn't even say on camera, man. Because it's just, it ain't America. And you see it in the streets, but not like that. Yeah. That was one day, that many people, you know. So it's bad though, man. And
so, do you believe you was traumatized by that?
Yeah. Okay. It's called post-traumatic stress.
Right.
We all have it.
PTSD.
So I've been diagnosed with that multiple times. So absolutely. I think about it every day. Thought about it on the way over here because the kids, you see kids lose their lives. Sometimes you got to do things that, you know, you look back on and be like, what was it all for? I might have had to do something. Or I've seen people, a lot of people, like a lot of men, when they kill, like it ain't like what you see in movies. Like, like I've seen grown men break down because of the stuff they've done. You know?
Right.
I've looked people in the eye that we've taken down. I remember seeing the gravel in they arms still, like from hitting the ground, and they watch still ticking. Like weird memories that I remember. Like, man, we took this dude life. It's probably a father. So yeah, it's bad, man. It's
Definitely
intense.
trauma, man.
It's intense, but it makes you grateful too. It all depends on your perspective.
Right.
If you let it tear you apart, a lot of suicide. I know a lot of brothers that killed themselves when they got back. Lots.
Exactly. So how do you think you are healing, or what are some of the things you do to continue healing from them situations?
I don't think I'll ever heal from it.
Right. Not completely. I'm saying to keep your sanity.
I look at PTSD like the average brain is like a balloon, right?
Right.
Like it can expand so much, but when you see something so intense that's just unreal, it like stretches the balloon out to the point where like your mental capacity out to the point that it never comes back down to the right size.
Right.
That's what I feel like PTSD is. Like I done been so up here that I like there's a void there still. And what do I do to deal with it? I can't handle any stress for real. Like that's why I don't talk to a lot of people. That's why I don't care. Like I give back to my people because I love them. But sometimes you might just see me disappear. People have said it. You said that multiple times. I just might disappear. Like I'm being like sometimes I really go through it. I might have a bad dream and I'm like, man. Then mix that with the street stuff that go on. My whole life been like a war.
Yeah.
So I don't look at confrontations and all that stuff as glory. It's painful, man. I've seen the ugliest sides of the world. It ain't DC. It's worse.
Yeah.
And I've seen the children, the women. I mean, like a movie. My very last memory of Afghanistan, not last memory of Afghanistan, but off the patrol base. I was walking back and an old man handed me a letter. He just hands me a letter. And he and I opened it, and it was clearly written by a Marine because they do not speak English over that joint at all. They don't even have schools out there joint. So it was a Marine. It was like, this is Corporal so-and-so. Hey, we called in the airstrike earlier today, and we called it in on the wrong compound, and like we killed like his 3 wives and like 8 of his kids. Can you send him to the district center so he can get some money? He was told to get that to a Marine when he sees one. And I just looked at him, and he said something to our linguist. And I said, what'd he say? He's like, man, before y'all got here, it was peaceful. Y'all came here, and now my whole family's dead. He took the letter from me gently and then just turned around, gave me a look, just turned around and walked off. That's how it literally ended. I was like, this is like a movie, man. Like, and then you start to question, like, why was we here? Like, and then, you know, you don't always get treated fairly when you black. Not always, all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's a lot of trauma.
So you wonder, like, I ain't even really, am I even on that side for real? Like, I just went through all this, but they take care of you on the back end. So,
so what's some of the things you do? I mean, anything like, in particular, or like, you know, how do you heal from?
I can relate to press, and I didn't see, but they diagnosed me with PTSD too, just because of the time I spent in prison. Exactly. And we was talking before you got here, but we alike in certain ways where we be laid back, and some of the stuff he just said, like, I'm like, dang, maybe that's why I am like, you know what I'm saying, laid back. I really don't do a whole lot of, and then when it comes to drama, I ain't really with, you know what I'm saying. I can't certain little things I'm not even gonna deal with. You know what I'm saying, and
exactly.
I guess it's a pro and a con to come to that, because when you dealing with normal regular people, they like, you don't show no emotion, like you don't never, you know what I'm saying, like I'm kind of emotionless when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? I don't really, like, I ain't tripping off. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a problem, let's handle it. And if it's not, then you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So it's certain. I'm kind of emotionless when it, you know what I'm saying, laid back. I ain't really can't deal with a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, drama and all that. Keep that away from me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what happens when it do get like that? Because that was where I was getting at. Like, what happens when it is like it's too much for you? Like, what happens to you?
To be totally honest, I've been home 2 years and I haven't been in a position.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't been. I keep myself in a certain way where as though I haven't been in a position. I haven't been in a position. But for me, I guess it is that knowing myself, knowing like when I see a certain dude or a certain person, I can't be around him but for
Right.
so long.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like you say,
Yeah,
navigating
taking the
through it.
doses,
They
yeah.
like, oh man, I ain't gonna put myself in this position because I know me. I know
Right.
what may happen if I
Right.
be in this position.
Nah.
So it's just like just moving the way that I move. I mean, but I definitely mirror some of the stuff you were saying. Like as you were speaking, I'm like, dang, yeah, I feel that too. And maybe it is that PTSD. Maybe that's why
It's
we are the way we are.
what it is.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
like I said, like, and people wouldn't even understand that. Like, it ain't because you soft. It ain't. And like, I could tell people, like, bro, if you had seen the things I seen, you would be like, how did, like, they'll look at you like, how do you even
Sleep
take a
at night.
shower
Yeah,
at night
yeah.
And get up and run a business? I think it's God, honestly. Let's just get that out the way.
Absolutely.
But you know, like you said, you find your rhythm. You find your rhythm.
Right.
You hang around people that bring that out. I had to let go of a lot of people, a lot of ideologies I had, a lot of people I still love. Watch some of them die and they ain't even get to have a proper send off because I wasn't really rocking with them. But I have to look out for myself. I'm a father, so I got to make sure I'm there for my son and my people. But that's PTSD, bro, without a doubt. It's a real thing. The military, I think, just kind of put a spotlight on it because you had all these veterans coming back. But then they realized, well, if a veteran can get PTSD, why can't another person? You got people that go through sexual abuse, women and men.
Right.
Violence, substance abuse. You might have an abusive parent. You might be all type of things you might have seen go left. Then just being poor is trauma. That's why I think some people overcompensate. I think sometimes people put themselves in positions where even if they've seen success, they don't make the right decisions because it's trauma. Like, I mean, I can't go back to that apartment.
Right. Yeah.
Can't go back to
Can't
brooches.
go back. Can't go back to not having nothing for nothing to eat. You feel what I'm saying? Like
we
you go
so-
over your friend
that's
house and
trauma.
mother be like, you want something to eat? You be like, yeah. You whole time you hungry, you starving like Marvin. You ain't know you ain't got nothing to go back to in the house. So it's like, you know, but
So we over.
Yeah.
That's
When
a
you get it, you be
reaction
like,
to trauma.
going to Roof Chris every night.
Now, man,
Roof Chris from here on out.
now that's a
Joe's Steakhouse, like.
Don't let it go from trauma to addiction. But yeah, you right.
Nah, that made me look too. Cause look,
Yeah.
I told myself when I came home, I said, man, look, I'm locked up for 25 years. I'm gonna eat whatever I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't like I said, I'm gonna eat
Man.
whatever I want. After 6 months, then I'm gonna start back working out again. When
Yeah.
that 6 months turned into 2 years, I'm
Yeah.
still just like, man, what restaurant?
Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah, let's go.
Rightfully
it's
so.
like-
I know.
so it's like,
that's what
man,
I be saying about the subway. Like, when I get on there, I feel liberated. Like, dang, this was freedom. Cause you know when you be in, it be the small things you missing sometimes. Them small, down to a piece of gum, a scent. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. Like
No, one of my worst times when I was in, I was in the joint on the top bunk, never forget. I'm looking at it in WETA, it's a joint called DC Foodies. And it showed all the restaurants in our
Right.
city, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, Slim, I got double life, right? I'm like, all these restaurants, because we was doing an iPhone. I said,
Right.
money, we
Yeah.
was doing, back then we was doing a little, we had enough money. I'm saying all I had to do was cross the bridge.
right.
And I could have went to this restaurant or
didn't
that
know.
restaurant. But Slim, I'm just
Yeah.
on Eddie Lennon's,
Right.
McDonald's, Curry
Yeah.
out. Like, Slim, I
Yeah.
felt so
Yeah.
bad. Like, man, that's another reason why when I'm now that I'm here, I'm able to
Yeah,
do
you're
it.
able to
Man,
do it.
listen, man, I go to Ruth's Crab, whatever restaurant. Oh yeah,
real.
Ethiopian restaurant, Jamaican restaurant, whatever, man. Look, man, all
Greek.
these restaurants. Yeah, I'm going, man. I'm going,
Yeah,
man.
when I got out, I used to go to my mother jump. And the area she lived in, it's like stores, all this stuff new. It was new to me. So I used to go to her house, go to the gym. She had a gym in the gym. I'd go to the gym, come up there, take a shower. She said, where you going? You need a car? I'm like, nah, I just walk. I just get out of the gym and walk. I'm like, what's this joint right here? Just go in there, sit down, give me something to eat. Go to this gym, give me some ice cream, just doing. I'm like, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was freedom, feel like right here. Like, when you get that thing stripped away from you, man, it's kind of
Yeah.
traumatizing.
And then for me,
Trust
like
me.
mine's, it was a fight. It was like I used to tell myself every day, I ain't dying in this joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mental
like, man, I ain't
warfare.
dying in
You
this
didn't give
joint.
up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
man, I ain't dying in this joint. So, but when you get a denial, or you know what I'm saying, like when something happened in court and then it don't go in your favor, man, them be like vicious body blows, man.
Yeah.
Like,
What does that night feel like?
man,
Exactly.
hey man, that what do the next 2 weeks feel like? You know what I'm saying? Like the next 2-3 weeks, man, you just going through it like, man, that's trauma. That's some mental stuff where as though you like, but you gotta bounce back. You gotta it take that I learned self-talk, you know what I'm saying? Like you got it take that self-talk, it take that faith in God.
Talk
Like,
about
man,
self-talk. What is that
See-
to you? Because you said that was one of the things that helped you
Yeah, that
in
positive.
them 2 weeks. Like that's obviously
Self,
some
now
devastating
when
news.
it comes to self talk, it could be positive or negative. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You could
Exactly.
self talk like, man, if he say it again, I'm a glass him.
Exactly.
You know, that's self talk.
Yeah, it's self-talk.
But and with me, it was like I ain't dying in this joint.
Right.
Wake up every day, I ain't dying in this joint, man. And I move in a way where as though I like, man, I gotta get out. I call home and talk to certain people, but man, something got to give, and it can't be me.
Right.
Something got to give, and it can't be me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep on. Yeah, that denial hurt. Like tag that joint hurt, but
Yeah.
they did me wrong. I see what they did me wrong at. Get on
Keep
top of my
fighting.
law. You know what I'm saying? Like man, they did me wrong. I just gotta go back. Something got to give. It can't be me.
Yeah.
And then I had, I had good men in my corner.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
as though I was comfortable enough to be like, all right, Slim know what I need. He know what, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
certain things I can always make happen. By the grace of God, I can always make certain things happen. So it was just like not giving up.
Yeah.
Having that self-talk to tell myself every day, I ain't dying in this joint. Something
Yeah.
got to give. It can't be me.
Them self-talks.
I'm going this. I used to tell people, I'm going home this year.
Yeah.
I said, man, you said that last year. All right, I'm saying it again this year.
Manifest.
I'm going home
Yeah.
this year.
And I'm gonna say something that
That's
like,
what's up.
I was listening to something that Pooh Man was presenting to some brothers not that long ago, and he was saying instead of saying like I can't do this or I can't do that, you can change that verbiage up to like instead of saying can't, you can say something along the lines of like I just got to find a way to do this or that. Like
Yeah.
instead of saying I can't do it, be like nah. I just gotta find a way to get out of here. I don't mean break out. I just mean
I
like
used to be like, man,
Yeah,
I ain't dying.
shout out to Lewisburg, man.
Absolutely,
That's one of my
man.
good men.
Yeah, definitely good, man.
I was
and Norman Brown. good brothers.
I had the pleasure to be with old Lewisburg, man, and the shop two, man. You know what I'm
Bird
saying?
shop.
Shop two.
Definitely good, man.
He kept us on top of the vocabulary thing, man. Very debonair type of guy. Always talking this debonair, fly guy. That's my man right there, man. He kept, he used to come back there and see me rap in the jump, like, come back there and have to be like this. Yeah, man, you told him your age, man, when you said that James Worthy line. Man, though, he used to put the words in the board. But yeah, the self-talk, speaking of that, like we was in the drug program. That's what they taught us about. That everything is basically based around your self-talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you're going to determine whether you're going to get that negative or positive outcome from your self-talk. It's a split second. You know what I'm saying? People always say, like, why you do that? Like, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking. Like, what was you thinking you did? Like, I wasn't thinking. You always think, though. It ain't no such thing as not thinking. It's like you react, but you react off your self-talk.
Self-talk, yeah.
Like you said, if you say something to me again, I'm going to break his jaw. You know what I'm saying? That's a self-talk. Somebody can walk up on you like, man, what, man? Who are you? Like, man, as soon as you take one more step, that's what you're telling yourself. And once you take that one more step,
That's what it is.
and then somebody be like, why you in him? I don't know what I was thinking. You was thinking. You just said to yourself. You take one more step.
See, you pacing back and forth earlier.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Just be conscious in the way of our self talks, man. Try to make them self talks positive. You get the best outcome.
And that's another reason why this right here, like I say, this right here is like such a blessing to me, like just to be like on here with y'all, be in the midst of you brothers, man. Like, cause I was in that joint. And I gotta thank you, you know what I'm saying? Gotta thank One Way Booby, gotta thank Nooch, gotta thank my man Garvey.
Yeah.
Like y'all just don't know, like listening to y'all music. Like and then it was times I can get on the phone and call Booby and be like, what's going on here? He'll put me down, what's going on. But listening to y'all music, I used to be like, nah, I ain't dying in this joint.
Right.
I gotta get there. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
doing this, they doing that, man.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm gonna get there. So that's why when I told y'all, man, I gotta go to the studio. I used to have them visions in that cell, like, nah, I'm gonna go to the studio with him. I'm gonna do this. I don't care if I can't rap. I'm gonna just go. I just wanna be there.
Nah,
I'm
man,
gonna say this. So
that's
like,
powerful.
like speaking that. The Book of Oi, like that joint, classic. You know what I'm saying? I would put that joint on and jog, and they call yard. Like, man, it's been an hour. Like, man, an hour gone. I didn't even know an hour was gone because that joint had me zoned out. Garvey with that Choso. Man, that determined. Oh my man, that's my theme song.
Let it go and get it. Shout out to Big Boy Golf, man.
I used to listen to that joint. Be like, oh yeah, I got, and like that joint, like and neutral, that product of the DMV. Man, that joint, I used to, man, just putting them joints on. And then like Booby, he would send me, like even the first joint, you know what I'm saying, the one way up joint, the first, and then from another thing that was so powerful for me was like Booby, we would be in the caddy and just riding around, and he'd be like, we can rap, we can do this, I'm like, yeah, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll rap over Scarface beats or over MCA beats, we'll rap. But he be like, man, them New York dudes did, them Wu-Tang niggas did, we could do it. Like, I'm like, yeah, all right. But now I'm not, you know what I'm saying? All right, we out here, you know what I'm saying? We were on the block right there. So I get incarcerated, I get what I get, and Slim really did it. Yeah. Like, he really, like, made it happen. You know what I'm saying? And he sent me the CD, the first, if you don't know, the first song on that CD, I made that hook, right?
Yeah, you told me that.
On the one-way up, John.
Yeah, on the one-way up.
DC streets.
On these DC streets. Ain't no Bloods, no Crips. Only brothers, niggas. So listen, that's another thing that made me believe.
Right.
Because I remember when I didn't believe.
Right.
Like, I didn't believe. Like, he'd be saying it. And I'm right there with him, and I'm like, all right, man. He just saying it, but he really did it. Right. And for him to really do it, and then the first song I hear, I was in the car with him when we made it. Right. I'm like, dang, like Slim really did it. Then not only that, y'all represented right. Y'all did good for our city, Slim.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad we gave you that hope up, though. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all did good for the city. So it'd be like, I just used to be like,
therapy, music.
Yeah, I gotta get there. Right. Yeah, that's part of my. It was part of my therapy.
Music therapy, man.
Just going on.
Don't forget that music is therapy.
I gotta get there. So, because Slim made me a believer. Because I wasn't a believer at first, but the way he did it, not only did he do it, but the way y'all did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The way
y'all
did
it. You know, we ain't had no artists around our neighborhood. We used to listen to it though. I got some brothers on there now from around the way. Like, used to listen to that one way up, John. Man, them songs, man. They definitely just knowing that, like, man, that's like. I don't know how to describe, because we was younger, so we was like fan. We was like fan. I was right down the street. But we was
it was hope. He was giving hope, and we ain't even know. You know, we was just
inspired us.
Doing
like,
us.
We started doing
saying?
Music and rapping and
giving hope.
beats.
We ain't even know because we just like like you said, just doing. It's like riding around the cat. We just like doing it. Go to the studio, have a good time. You know, outside of that, we got real life stuff going on, but we having so much fun doing this. Like this was a big. It's like this brung even. In the neighborhood, though, honestly, like everybody wasn't. You know how the neighborhood is. It's broken up in the cliques. You know what I mean? Groups. This actually brought people together, like top down, but like everybody started like hanging together through this, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what
our neighborhood was.
It's really like
came together with with them cruddy bands.
That's how powerful
logo.
Music is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Universal. That's universal, man.
So y'all music definitely inspired me. Y'all music definitely kept me going. Even when I was down, I put that determinant. When I was down, I put that the new show. All I want is everything.
Yeah.
Is that too much to be asking for? Yeah. Anxiety whips and misses change. I mean, I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. That job just had me sliced. You know what I'm saying? Just any one of them I could put in and just like, yeah, man. Or to hit a Purple Heart joint. You know what I'm saying? That Purple Heart joint was good too. I was like, oh yeah, this joint a banger. This joint a banger.
Yeah, that
you know what I'm saying?
Purple Heart. Definitely a classic too.
Yeah, definitely.
Presto on the track. You know, some
definitely.
Trying to come with that. Oh yeah, Purple Heart too, man. But
them joints got me through. Got me through.
So
I would appreciate that.
If you had any advice, because you've obviously been through a lot, man, right? I mean, just listen to your story in the time we've been here. Like, if you could give them one thing, because we got some people listening, this participants, regular participants, like if you had one bit of like advice, because you obviously pulled through, you got yourself together, you work, you doing good, bro. For real, I commend you for that. Like,
me too.
I love to see that. You know,
appreciate that.
You know, like. So what's your secret? Like, what's that one thing that you would tell them? Now, you've given us a lot. Like, what's that one thing, you know, that we could take from this, or somebody that might be listening could take from it?
Always have faith. Have faith, man. Yeah. You know, the Bible says faith is grain of a mustard seed. You can say to this mountain, be thou removed and cast into yonder place. Like, it would just have faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never gave up. And like I say, them denials, you lose your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? I came home, all my grandparents was dead. You know what I'm saying? The ones that really held you down. You know what I'm saying? You lose your love, you lose friends.
So if you could talk to the 19-year-old you, what was some of the advice you would give yourself?
Think before you react. Save your money. Right. Always save some money.
Right.
Think before you react. Always save some money.
Yeah.
And have faith. Know it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. So to all you 19-year-olds out there, you youngsters, younger brothers, younger sisters, whoever, man, that's right there. That's something we could tell ourselves back then. He said he'd tell us so. Think before you act. save some money, and always have faith. So make sure you make your next move your best move.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes, indeed.
So we thank you, man, for coming out. You feel me? And anything you want, anything else you want to share, or any shout outs you want to give to some people who held you down, you know what I'm saying? You working, you doing good. You came home, you been home how long? 2 years?
I've been home 2 years now.
2 years. You had 2 life sentences plus 40.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we want to congratulate you and thank you for coming out. But if you got anything you want to say before we wrap it up,
Definitely want to appreciate, thank y'all again. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, this is like a dream come true, man. Like like I said, I was in that cell. You're like, man, I'm gonna do that. And then when I seen you sent me the first, I'm like, man, when you going, when my turn come?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm ready, man. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, man, just to be here amongst y'all, man. Like it's an honor and a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here, man. And every other opportunity that I get, I want to go in the studio, like, because I had that vision. Like, I want to go in the studio.
Yeah.
I want to
walk them down.
Yeah, shout out, man, just to all my real loved ones, man. For those that don't know, man, I started a t-shirt company called SOJC.
Okay.
Stand for Soldier Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I am, you know, because that's what kept me. So I respect all faiths, but man, that's what kept me, you know.
How can they find that?
Exactly. If you want to help support, go to SOJCIM.com. I got a website, you know, go to Instagram. You'll see me on SOJCIM.
Right, we'll drop it at the bottom somewhere.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. SOJCIM, man. And I just want to shout out to all my family members and loved ones, man. Truly thank you for all you do.
Yeah. No doubt, man. You heard it here. It's my man. We got Q in the building. Quinte, you know, whatever you want to call him. Whatever you want to call yourself, but Soldier of Jesus Christ. Check that out.
am.
Me and my partner, Presto. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tricep. I'm Billy. We out?
We out.
Out of here like last year. Till next time.